What's up, guys? My name is Tom. This will be my first upload to my channel. It is for the GBA, otherwise known as the Global Battle Association. It'll be against the one and only Tony Danza. He is the owner of the LA Nidokings, and I am the owner of the San Jose Sharpedos. So let's see how this battle goes. I lit off with High Dragon. It's Scarfed, and I figured it would be the best matchup considering his team. You leave with Jolteon. The problem with my team is it has a glaring weakness to any kind of electric attack. Huge oversight of mine when it came to the draft. I didn't realize that I had nothing really that could take an electric attack. You'll see it comes into play later. I ended up U-turning out on his Gyarados. He got the Intimidate off, so it obviously did nothing. I go on my defensive wall, being Ferrothorn. I seem to rely on this thing for taking any hit, essentially. There's not many things on my team that want to take hits, which is kind of unfortunate. Again, oversight of mine. He uses T-Wave. I get paralyzed, go me. On the first turn, this Gyarados, when I faced it, was a huge pain in the ass. I set up Rocks, because you know, Rocks is the best move in the game, and he misses a detail. Then he uses it again, and he actually hits that time. Iron Barb's damage happens. And then I get sent onto my Sharpedo. This was not a good switch. Granted, nothing I had really could take on this Gyarados at the time. Well, except my Starmie, but obviously if Starmie came out, he'd switch out because it's not a smart play to leave that in again against Starmie. He tears again, trying to cripple my Sharpedo. If he cripples Sharpedo, well, he does eventually, but it would just mean that it would become useless even with the speed boosts. We're still in here with my Ferrothorn. With my team, it kind of relies on the Mandibuzz and Ferrothorn core, just trying to sponge hits and then eventually get some momentum going with some of my sweepers. Using the Gliscor, obviously this thing can take Ferrothorn no problem. As you see, I got paralyzed there, and I try and go for a Seed. I don't know why. I didn't think he wouldn't have Substitute. I kind of just believed that he wouldn't run it, but yeah, obviously I was wrong about that. I go for Seed and I miss, obviously. He knocks off, which kind of sucked because that means that I have to rely on Leech Seed now, which is it's not the most reliable tactic, but I can't do much against this team. I oversighted what his sets could have been and what I was supposed to prepare for. So yeah, he knocked off, and I predicted the Substitute here. I figured that since his Gliscor essentially walls my Ferrothorn can only break his subs with crits, he would go for subs. So I figured he would be faster. He'd knock off my leftovers on my Mandibuzz, and I'd Whirlwind him out. Actually, no, he wouldn't be faster. I use Whirlwind, so it's negative priority. Rocky Helmet, not leftovers. Whoops. So I Whirlwind him out, just trying to get rid of that problem until later. I know I have Sharpedo and Starmie to take him, so I'm not worried at all. So I Whirlwind him into Aggron, and I know this thing is his Mega. Now, being his Mega, I know that he has to evolve right into his Mega if he's going to keep it in. Now he doesn't, and I bring in Ferrothorn, so obviously I thought he was going to go into his Gyarados, but he goes into his Jolteon. This Ferrothorn still takes on Jolteon rather well. So I figured I'd stay in, take the Volt Switch, because again, I think on my team wants to take Volt Switches. Something I should think about next time I battle him is he will bring Jolteon, and I have to find some kind of means of taking that thing on. I think Florges would definitely be able to take that on. I'll probably do a video later on my team. So I go for Leech Seed, and I know this will get me back up some solid HP, considering at his set, the T-Wave and the Dragon Tail, it has to be defensive. So if you look at the recovery I get off of this, he's obviously max HP. I don't know what his defenses were. I never really figured that out. At one point I kind of assumed it was special defense, because I know that Danza would run something like that. But I figured, I can't do much to it. He Volt Switches again, still just taking damage away, taking some HP from my Ferrothorn. The more damage he does, it's just the quicker he can get to his sweepers, just plow through my team. He goes into Gardevoir. I'm. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I made. I had Mandibuzz to perhaps take something, and I figured I don't know necessarily what he'd go for. I don't know if he'd even stay in. So I stay in with Ferrothorn, and I use Leech Seed. So I got some HP back, but he just goes for Focus Blast, and I'm like, oh yeah, Ferrothorn can take this. No, he can't. Of course he can. So Ferrothorn goes down, and so he broke my defensive wall. So I'm kind of forced now to go on the offensive. I realize I played a little bit too safe in this match, to the point where I'm mostly kind of putting my back to the wall, and I have to kind of find my way out of the corner here. It's going to be kind of common for me, I think. So I go for Swords Dance because I know this is my bulky scissor. I like this scissor a lot. It does what I need it to do while taking some kinds of hit. I'm allowed, instead of running Pursuit, I run a Swords Dance so that if I switch out, I just go for the Swords Dance, and then potentially I could use a Bullet Punch to knock out whatever comes in or do some damage with my other move. So I use Bullet Punch, knock out the Gardevoir, because obviously it's super effective this generation. So thank God it's a Fairy type, because if it wasn't, I would probably have taken another one, because my move is a Dark type move, being Thief. So he Mega Evolves. Now, when he Mega Evolved, at first I wasn't quite scared because I knew this thing was slow, and if Scissor couldn't take it out, or at least do enough damage to it, I figured I had Sharpedo and Starmie to take it. He has T-Wave, so now 2 Pokemon that he has T-Wave. Fantastic. I realized that Danzo was, really trying to be annoying and play well, and he was working. So I go for Thief, and I do more damage because obviously, Steel doesn't resist Thief anymore, resist Dark anymore, and BP for being, priority and whatnot. It would have done less. I go for trying to go for BP there, and they get paralyzed. If you've been counting, that's 4 paralyzes now that I've gotten. It's terrible, and it's not costing me, but it's definitely preventing some solid damage I could have got on his team. Go for Hydro Pump, take out the Aggron. Now we know Aggron's like base special defense is like 80 or something, so I wasn't quite worried about taking him out. Then he goes into Jolteon again with the whole electric weakness thing. That was one of the first weaknesses I pointed out on my team when I drafted. I could go for a trade, I probably should, but I don't know who would be willing to go play a ground type, and I know I can't pick anything out of free agency because we don't have that set up yet for the league. This is season 1 after all. Goes with Volt Switch, gets out of that. I know this thing is Specs, and he brings in his Gengar, and this thing is fucking scarfed. I did not see that coming. Like I know I should have, but he takes out my Hydreigon. The way he brought it in, he should have told me that it was scarfed, but I don't even think Mandibuzz wanted to take with Dazzling Leaf from this Gengar. As you'll see right now, it has, 197 HP, goes down 109. I could have taken 2, but if I did, this thing wouldn't have been able to do anything. And then I still think that Hydreigon still would have potentially lost to his Jolteon with like a Choice Spec T-Bolt or whatever he had, whether it be Shadow Ball or Signal Beam. So I take out the Gengar with Knockoff because it's in his pitiful defense, and Mandibuzz can actually do something. Specs Thunderbolt from Jolteon was going to do at least 76%, so I wasn't going to take one. Even though part of me thought I would, but what do I know? Going to Sharpedo, and I think he was scared. He said he was scared of the Aqua Jet, which I understand, and I know I switched that up later. But he switches out into his Gyarados, gets the -1 attack off, and right now I'm thinking maybe I could hit this thing with. I'm mixed, so I figured I'll go for Ice Beam, see how much it does, and it does nothing. And and I get the freeze. Funny freeze. If this thing stayed frozen, that'd be really nice because I'd be able to get an extra hit off and maybe perhaps get like a crunch off and see how much crunch did, because this set is Waterfall, Crunch, Ice Beam, and Protect. Now, if he was frozen, I think I could have swept, because I think after +2 I would have outsped his Jolteon, and I think I could have just killed him with a crunch. So I go for Ice Beam again. I don't know why I didn't go for crunch. I figured he was defensive, but I didn't realize where his defenses were, so I kind of just guessed. See, he Dragon Tails me out. I only had Starmie and Sharpedo left. So I'm trying to fight my way out of this. I think he had Gyarados, Starmie, and Gliscor left. So I go for Ice Beam, and I don't know why that should have killed, man. It really should have killed. If I didn't get paralyzed with Ferrothorn before, and I got that first leech sheet off way back in the first few turns, that Ice Beam would have killed, and I wouldn't have taken this damage. Granted, it didn't really matter if I did take damage or not, because when he comes in with Jolteon after this Gyarados dies, it pretty much just means that he just clicks Thunderbolt to win. Unfortunately, like I said, that was the biggest problem in my team. Jolteon is the bane of my existence when it comes to this team. If I brought Florges, I'd be able to handle it, but I wouldn't know exactly how to hit it back. I could stall it out with Toxic and all, but that really wouldn't have. It would have been for a different battle. But hey, I battle him again later in the season, so that much I could hope for, that I could learn from this mistake and then grow from it, and then get better. Because I guess that's kind of the point. That's why I'm starting my channel. So I'll start here and see where I go. Looking forward to another battle with you, Tony. And if you guys are interested in seeing more stuff, why don't you guys just click that subscribe button real quick. Likes are nice too. I'll definitely be uploading at least every other day. Sorry for that banging in the background.